got it. I got the fucking amulet. Okay. Hi, Limit Break Overdrive with another build guide video for Path of Exile, this time for 326 Secrets of the Atlas. So, the first build guide this league, and maybe the only one, I don't know, because I've been quite busy lately, so here less time for streaming and making videos. Anyway, there was not really that much Path of Exile content, like no league or anything, but yeah. So, first build is gonna be Lacerate, Bleed Glad. This one of the two I made last league, and it's pretty good. Last league I started Bone Shatter, and then I made Lacerate just to play with both guys that I made, and it was really fucking good. I even killed some Ubers, as you could see in the intro. I think I went for 2 Ubers. I killed Uber Eater and Uber Cortex, and it was quite good, and I could have improved even more. But yeah, pretty happy. So this league, I'm gonna league start this one. This is actually gonna be my league starter, so if you get any questions or anything, if I have time to go live, then I'll be playing that. And my goal is to just farm a bunch of items and currency and then make other builds that I have in mind. One of which is using the new Champion Ascendancy with Perseverance, which, I mean, probably everyone thought of that, but that seems just really interesting. I have some POBs made, like with 100k evasion in armor or more, and with the new rune crafts it's gonna be even higher. I mean, got a bunch of ideas, things I want to try. But yeah, we're gonna focus on Lacerate in this video. So without further ado, let's just jump right to POB. Alright, so as per usual in my guides, there's a couple different skill trees and a couple different gear sets, which I'm gonna get into later. First, notes section. Right at the top is gonna be the updated YouTube link in case you just want to come back here and listen to me yapping about something you missed in the video. The link's gonna be there. And then right at the top too, it's kind of explaining of why and how I make and use gear sets and different skill trees. Then the Order of Ascendancy, I'm talking about Jack the Axe and Risladas for uniques and so on. But there's a bunch of things, like what to do until you get Lacerate of Hemorrhagy. Like you can just use the normal Lacerate. Just slightly less bleed damage, slightly more hit damage, I think. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal early on. And I explained some shit. Brutal Restraint. You don't need it. It's something that can be good, but yeah, I mean, I'm explaining a bunch of things and the auras and whatnot. So for the skill trees, one for each lab. Basically, you start this, and if you're experienced, you can just take these fizz damage nodes early on. It's gonna help you, and then respec later. That's probably what you should do if you're experienced with the game. But I want to streamline the guide so that any player is gonna be playing that and having fun. So a new player might struggle a bit with respecking with gold and Orb of Regret and whatnot. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal early on. You just need to like make sure your weapon is good enough, like up until Act 2 maybe, and then it's just fine. You take some damage. You can take Blade Chance here and here, whatever you choose. But once this is done, you rush Resolute Technique, so you don't have to care about accuracy anymore. You can ditch precision by then, because you're going to use precision early on. Then you take damage, and the first ascendancy is there. Then after that, the Crew Lab, you see the fortifying nodes have appeared and so on, and you start investing in block, because your Crew Lab is going to give you a bunch of block gens. Then Merc Lab is going to be lucky block with a bunch of life and some damage and attack speed nodes. Then level 84, which is the like endgame tree, if you will, the normal one, which is, as you can see, with the item set level 94, they have the same name. So if you use level 94, use this tree, it's gonna match up for resistance stats and so on. You could also use big if you're starting like late game to update your gear, like with really good like 22 suppress and like fizz damage reduction and life and so on. You could just change that, but big is gonna go with big level 100. just in case some people want to push level 100 on the build. And you can see in this gear set there's brutal restraint and so on, but this is not needed. You can just follow that and it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna link in the description below as well a POB for my current character in Settlers, on which I killed some Ubers and I was farming tier 17s. Like, there was no problem there. So just so you can see what I did exactly, because every single league brings you something new, like Runecrafts last league, and we got tattoos back. This time Runecrafts are going to be different, but we're going to get mercs, so maybe you're going to get a merc that gives you malevolence, so you won't need it. So you're going to either save up some points for mana reservation, or you're going to get another aura like Flesh and Stone for more defense. I don't know. I'm going to update you guys on that, because every league something changes, but you get some more max res, a shit ton of blocks, suppression, life. Like, you're super tanky, and your damage is good enough. Since it's damage over time, your uptime is good, so you're gonna have a lot of fun with the build. And it's quite similar to last league, honestly. The only difference is that instead of taking Crimson Dance, now I rely on Aggravate. For those who don't know, Aggravate is basically a ×3 multiplier, give or take, for bleed damage. For example, you deal 100 bleed damage and then you aggravate it, you still have your 100 bleed damage, but you have another 200 damage that gets added on top, similar to when they're moving. And the other thing is that if the enemies move, you don't need the aggravate thing. It's this. So even though it's technically less damage, as you can see than Crimson Dance, it's more reliable. So in the end, your average DPS is going to be higher with aggravate, and you get 10% aggravate here, and vulnerability gives you a 10% chance to aggravate bleeding with the quality, I believe. So you get 20. And I self-cast vulnerability, but you can get a curse on hit ring if you have enough currency. You can maybe use Hex Touch with Eviscerate or any retaliation skill. Like, there's some ways. Maybe a corruption on gloves, like, depending on your currency. But I just self-cast it, because you don't really need it that often, like mainly on bosses or super strong rares, so it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty good build. It's gonna take you all the way to like your 4 waystones minimum, and if you're good and you're pushing, then maybe even Ubers like I did last league, because it's not the Uber farmer build. Like, it's not the best in the world, but you can do it. So you can do everything with the starter. If you don't feel like making another build, then this one's for you. And yeah, 1 week before it starts, really hyped about the new endgame mechanics and even the mercs. Let me know down in the comments what you're gonna league start as, if for whatever reason it's not this one, and what you're excited for in the new league. So see you on the beach. Take care.